Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Quanto costa?
Quanto costa coffee?
Yeah. Hi, welcome to Just That Film. I'm Charlie.
I'm Ben.
And in this episode we are talking about 1953's Roman Holiday. Directed by William Wyler, who also directed Ben-Hur and Children's Hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Audrey Hepburn film. Starring Umi Hepburns, who's in Breakfast at Tiffany's and My Fair Lady.
That's her two most famous, would you say?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany, My Fair Lady.
I think they're her two most. If you think of.
I mean, she did a lot of films, but yeah, I get what you mean. They're probably the first two that come to mind. If you asked 100 people, we surveyed 100 people. Yeah. What was that? Family Fortunes, yeah. And also Greg's Pecker, who's in To Kill a Geezer Bird, and he was in both Cape Fears as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Who was in the second Cape Fear?
In the second Cape Fear, he's the lawyer who's getting Max Cady off.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Okay.
Your Honour, this is outrageous, blah, blah. He's big crack. He's only got that one scene.
I'd have to watch it again.
Have you seen the old Cape Fear?
No.
So the old Cape Fear, he plays like the Nick Nolte character.
Okay.
And you got Robert Mitchum is playing the Max Cady, who's sort of torturing him. And both of them were put in the Scorsese one. Robert Mitchum is actually the one who Nick Nolte's talking to for advice, the one he's always giving him advice to.
Okay.
The film is about a princess of an undisclosed country who's sort of doing like this tour around Europe, going to various countries, and like a diplomatic tour. And she gets bored one night and decides to sort of sneak out in the back of a, was it like a
laundry truck?
Laundry truck.
Like Annie does.
Yeah. And she meets up with a tabloid reporter, Gregory Peck, who doesn't know she's the princess at first.
No.
And he ends up like giving her a bed to sleep in the night where he chucks her off it and stuff. And then the next day realises who she is. So he decides to stay with her, thinking he's got a scoop here, he's going to make thousands. But then gradually he starts really falling for her, and they think...
But they're both lying to each other, aren't they?
Yeah. So I kept thinking, is this going to be one of the things where she finds out and goes, how could you, or something? But I thought, well,
both doing the same.
She was lying as well. At least he knows that they're both lying. That's the only difference. And he got his mate who's taking all the photographs for him as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I thought it was quite a sweet, sort of old, classic, romantic comedy thing. You know, there's not much happens.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before.
No, did you like it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I thought
it's a really nice film. It's just, there's no baddies in it.
No,
you know,
really.
It's sort of like, it's a really nice...
There's a bit where they send out the people to try and capture her, to try and bring her back to the...
they don't really count. I mean, but like, even like the photographer, his mate, you know, I thought, was there going to be something dodgy? No, really nice. It's just a nice film.
Yeah.
I think it's just a really sad ending though. And I looked and I thought,
they don't end up together.
Yeah, they don't end up together.
Yeah.
And it's sort of so subtly done. And I think, you know, and the way that he gives him the photos, I know I'm skidding to the end, but the way that the photo man gives him the photos and stuff like that.
Yeah, he gives her the photos. Oh, he's a little souvenir.
Yeah, which is another nice little touch because he could have earned money with them.
I know. I mean, the photographer had nothing in it, no way to gain, because he thought, this is quids in, I'm making thousands. Yeah. Which back then was like tens of thousands. And he's willing to give it all away because he likes her so. The photographer likes her as well. I think she's a nice person. She doesn't need all this scandal. Yeah,
it's just a nice, simple film without a baddie, basically.
Yeah. And I know what you're saying. At the end, I kept thinking, like, as he's walking out, I thought, is she going to suddenly pop out and go, come here? But she doesn't. And it ends. And I thought, it's a little bit bittersweet, but
it's realistic.
And also, they had a lovely time together. You know, they
apparently, he really, because this was her first big film, wasn't it? It's what made her this film.
Was her first film.
Her first ever film. And he sort of, I think he sort of really pushed her forward, and he fought for her to have equal billing on the poster because he said he knew that she was going to be a star.
Yeah, he said to Paramount, he said, she's going to win the Oscar for this.
Yeah.
Even though it's her first film, she's going to win an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
You want to do yourself a favour.
He's seeing her basically what the world's sort of seeing her after.
Yeah. And he was going through, he was depressed at the time as well.
So that's really nice then. He sounds like a really nice bloke from what I hear how he helps her through this film. You know, you look and you think, that's just such a nice person, and what's he got to gain? He's just being nice, and he could see a talent there, and he could see she's going to be a star. So
I also liked. I recently went to Rome as well.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so much. It makes you want to go to Rome. It's like, and they actually filmed a lot of it in Rome.
Oh, all of it was filmed in Rome.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah,
because what happened? Paramount. This actually worked out quite well. Paramount said they wanted it shot in LA in the studio, but the director, old Willie, he said no. I want it shot. It's set in Italy. I want it shot in Italy,
and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Italy. It's sort of like it shows all the beauty of Italy.
And
like
it looks the same now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like these photos. When I went there, like he's got the Trevi fountain and stuff like that, and all the places it was going, I was going, I went there the other week, and it looks exactly the same now. Yeah. And that's what's good about these historic cities, where they maintain them. They don't replace them with
like
Starbucks.
That for bloody hundreds and hundreds of years.
Or thousands.
Thousands of years, yeah.
But what happened, because the studio, because he insisted it's shot in Italy, the studio said, right, in that case, we're going to give you less of a budget. Because of that, they couldn't shoot it in Technicolor. They had to shoot it in black and white, which I think
is nice.
Yeah, and also he couldn't get a named person to be the princess.
Well, even better then. Even better. See, all these things happen for a reason.
Yeah, and there was you can actually look online on YouTube. There's a famous audition tape from her for this film, where like it's like in this tape, loads of people say you watch it, you can see that she's a star, and it's quite a famous take. Like she does one scene.
Oh, she's great. I think this is I like her most in this film than any of the other films I think I've ever seen.
I can't stand her in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I don't really remember that film that much. I know it's a big deal because I remember the poster for it and all that kind of stuff. And also My Fair Lady, I think the voice of hers at the beginning really winds me up. But in this,
Children's Hour, she's okay.
Children's Hour,
she has that one bit where she sort of chucks Joe away in it, the boyfriend. But in this, I think you can see like everyone who spotted it see that she was going to be a star, and it's amazing that she got an Oscar right out of that very first role.
Yeah. Also, she said out of all the characters she played, this was the most like her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's nice to know, because I mean she comes across as a nice person in this as well.
She just wants to have
and
fun.
She never had no big dramas like a lot of them Hollywood stars, did she? I mean, did she have all that? Or not?
No. She was, but everyone who's worked with her. I've never heard of people saying, "Oh, she's stuck up" or "she was this" or whatever. Apparently, she's just really pleasant and happy.
Yeah, I haven't heard no bad. That's what I'm saying. There's no bad sort of things I've heard about her. So that's quite a nice thing to hear.
But yeah, I enjoyed watching the film because I just thought, even though you sort of there was no big twists, there's no sort of, like you said, there's no big villains, there's no.
But it's like what you like. You like the after hours and the vamp. It's like when it's all in one night.
Yeah,
and that's basically what that
one
is.
night, or it's like, is it a couple of nights? It might be a couple, because it's the first night, then there's the day, because he goes to his press room and he realises, oh my God, she's in my flat right now. So he quickly goes.
It's nice
back.
he doesn't sell her out.
No,
and the friend don't sell her out, and it's sort of all that the looks they give each other, and at the end when it's just lovely, and I thought it's so unusual for it to end without the happy ending, but it is a happy ending because it's sort of like that will never leave either their minds, and they will always remember that night. They would have that's her escape from this royalty, this world that she didn't want to be part of, but she's got no choice in the matter. And she even says that. She said she'd much rather be like a home, work at home and be a housewife and stuff. And there's certain things like with royalty, you've got no choice in the matter. Yeah. So that was her one. She would always look back at that all throughout her life and remember that one night that she escaped it.
Which you do. When you're older, you take it for granted, but there's loads of times when you're younger, I remember I went to this festival. I remember I done this. Weren't that good? And you try to recapture it and you can't.
Well, wasn't it VE Day? Wasn't it Queen Elizabeth and her sister, Margaret? They went undercover one night and went out into the streets and they just partied for the night, or they done whatever. But to escape and just to sort of blend in with everyone, to live like everyone else and not be the princess or the queen, so people will be treating you the same as everyone else rather than sort of bowing to you and all this, A really lovely film, really nice film. It's just like I could easily watch this again, and I think even more so next time. It's even going to be even more nice because I know where it's going. Yeah, there's no moments where you think, is because often with films they follow the same formula, especially nowadays, where it's like what they call the meet cute. So they meet, and then everything's going good. Then 2/3 of the way through,
one of them sort of upsets the other one, and then it's all raining, and then it's all dramatic.
There's got to be a drama. Yeah, there's no drama
come together. Like you'll find that in every rom-com from the last 30 years.
But it just shows you don't need that.
No, you don't need that. You can sort of just fall in love with the characters and the city, the setting, or everything about it. And it's nice where it's this little moment in time. But as I said, going to Rome recently, it was also nice to see that it hasn't really changed.
Yeah, I like
the only
that.
difference is there's probably more people there now.
Yeah.
So
that's the same everywhere. Also, you know the bit with the mouth of truth?
Yeah.
That bit at the end when he pretends it to be bitten, he ad-libbed that. He sort of made that up. And her reaction was genuine. So they kept it in, but it looked so good. So
yeah. Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
As I said, the film won her Best Actress. It won Best Costume. It also won Best Writing. And it was written by Dalton Trumbo, but they couldn't say that at the time.
No.
Because he was blacklisted.
Yeah.
He also wrote Spartacus and Papillon. He was one of the Hollywood 10 who were charged for refusing to cooperate with the House of Un-American Activities Committee. So it's all like the communist hunt and stuff. You remember, like, I think that was after Charlie Chaplin as well. Anyone who they said was like a commie, they'd blacklist them or arrest them and stuff.
Okay.
And they refused to testify, so they got blacklisted. So he had a long time when he couldn't be acknowledged for stuff. So you think he weren't able to go up and collect his award.
So he had like an alias,
But they changed it years later.
Yeah, but I mean, it's nice that he was able to get this film out there because it's a beautiful little film, and it is a nice simple film. It's like on paper you'd think, no, where's the big drama bit in the middle or this and that, but luckily they didn't push for that because I think it would have just made it. It would have tainted it a bit, and I think it was just lovely the way it was. And it's nice to see a brand new film. It's an old film. It's a brand new film for me. That I love my old black and white films, and it was not what I expected. I did not know what to expect, and I thought, oh, they're going to be together or something. She's going to come running. I thought that at the end. I thought there's got to be something, but then the way it ended, and I thought, oh, that's so sad. It's like, but then you think, but it's more realistic than her running out and sort of saying, "Take me," you know?
Yeah. I don't want to be queen anymore or princess.
There's nothing she could do about it.
But this, like I said, this is, you think no one gets out of life alive anyway.
No.
You know, it's quite depressing in that way, since you think everyone who's a partner, like you be with a partner, it's highly unlikely you're going to die at the same time. So eventually it'll be one of those things where you're lamenting, looking back and thinking of all these times you had before. So that's all it is. It's this one golden moment with him.
But that'll just forever. That'll be even more sort of heightened in both their memories as they get older, because it was the perfect night, and it was what could have been. And when they're having bad days or anything like that, they'll always reminisce of that one night.
He'll think, I was with the most sought after woman in the world.
Yeah, and she will be no matter who she's with and all that, because she'll be marrying for royalty
or whatever.
Whereas she was from love. That was like it was lovely. It was a really nice film, really lovely film. And also a haircut started a trend of women having their haircut short. I suppose the same with like Twiggy in the 60s, you know, like that started a lot of people having their haircut, didn't it? So
well, this was 53, so it's only, when was Mum born? 51?
51, yeah.
So Mum was 2 when this came out.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. When old GP, Gregory Peck, says that he sells fertiliser, in a way, he's not lying, because selling fertiliser means like bull crud, which was often known as the tabloid press. So that was sort of him sort of cheekily...
Play on words. Yeah, the working title for this was called The Princess and the Commoner, which... I mean, Roman Holidays never appealed to me, maybe because of the name, but it's because it doesn't tell you what it is. It doesn't sound... I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I've never watched it, yeah. And... I've heard of Roman Holiday, but I thought, what's that about?
Yeah, someone's
it doesn't sound like an interesting one.
Well, it was Lily who sort of got me onto it, because she's every so often, like with the children's hour, she'll go, "Oh, can we watch this film?" We watch a bunch of films together, and every so often we'll watch one. I go, "Oh, that's good. I want to do that on the podcast." So it's quite new to me as well. It was actually a personal favourite of John F. Kennedy's as well.
It's a lovely film. It's just nice. I suppose anyone in that kind of power sort of thing, or that kind of you know, it's
they can't have a normal life.
Yeah, the ones that are so in the public eye, and they've got no choice in the matter. They've got to toe the line. Well, some of them don't, but You know, it's I suppose they can see this film from that angle. Also, Gregory Peck was 13 years older than Audrey Hepburn in this film.
Yeah,
I suppose ain't that much.
It's not that bad
really nowadays.
It was nearly worse than that because the role was originally written for Cary Grant in mind, who he turned it down because he believed he was too old to play a love interest. He was 48, and she was 23 at the time. So, although he did play
I suppose 48 and 23 is
bit of a.
There's a bit of a gap in it.
48. That's 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
You know, he did play a screen love 10 years later though in the film Charade, where he was 58 and she was 33. I suppose the older you get, the less percentage. You know, it's like a 40-year-old dating a 20-year-old. You think you're twice her age.
Yeah.
But when he's 60 and she's 40, you're only a third older than her. Yeah. You know, so it obviously depletes over time.
The ending is ranked as one of the most bittersweet endings in Hollywood, which I can see that.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
It stands out from a lot of the endings because it's different to the other endings, and it is more of a realistic ending.
Because you don't know how to. Because often you think, right, am I going to be happy at the end of this, or am I going to be sad? And you can't really be sad because they had a really good time and they parted on good terms.
Yeah.
But then you also think, what is that? Is there going to be part two? Are they going to sort of get together? You know?
No, and I suppose this way it stays perfect forever on both their memories.
Well, he's also outside of this. He's ended up a good story for old Greg Sausage Roll because he came to shoot the film in Italy, hiding his depression due to his separation and upcoming divorce from his first wife, Greta Kukkonen. However, during the shoot, he met and fell in love with Veronique Pisani, who he would marry and they'd stay together forever.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice to hear. Audrey Hepburn was paid £7,000 for this role. Which I suppose back then, £7,000 is probably quite a lot.
That is a lot, and also it's it's worth more than money if it's something.
Weren't Marilyn Monroe? I think it's around about the same time, 1953. Is that Gentlemen Prefer Blondes? Wasn't she paid like £1,500 for Gentlemen Prefer Blondes?
Yeah.
And she was already a bit more established than like Audrey Hepburn.
But she was also But I think again,
that's a bigger production. It was like it was a musical, and
Yeah. Interesting, the Vespa skyrocketed after the lead's tandem ride on one. So when she gets on the bike and he jumps on it as well.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's nice. Just nice.
It's like how if someone said to you, "Would you like a little summer romance like this?" You'd go, "Yeah, I'd take that. That's a nice little thing." Like as long as you were single, you'd go, "Yeah, that'd be a lovely little summer thing."
It's like I suppose like Titanic. Like that's beautiful because.
It's only short. It's probably the same amount of time, isn't it?
That's like holiday romances. That's when people look back and go, "Oh yeah," because when they get a holiday romance and they bring them back and they're like, "Oh no, they're the same."
And then like he becomes an alcoholic, she becomes
exactly. But at least that way they stay perfect because no one's perfect, and at least they just sort of they can let themselves fall and be who they want to be, and then they will never change from that person in that other person's mind.
Yeah, exactly. They'll think forever. I had this. Loved ones. That was nice. It's better to have loved them nice and stuff. Otherwise, like they stay together and they end up like in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh yeah.
You think how they are after years of being together. Things that you find cute and endearing. After a while, you're thinking that's getting on my nerves now that you keep.
And it's always the way. It's the things that someone attracts someone to. Usually ends up being the thing that winds them up, and they want to change.
At the end of production, Paramount gifted Audrey Hepburn. With her entire wardrobe from the film as a wedding gift because she was engaged. But soon afterwards, she ended the engagement anyway. Especially then, she was engaged to a guy who wasn't in the industry and stuff, and it was like probably all of a sudden she's now got this stardom. She was like nobody, and then now she's like one of the biggest stars in the world.
It's mad how like from one film she suddenly became. But I can see it from this film. I can see why she, because considering this is her first film as well, I look at this and I think, wow, this looks like she's been like doing this for years. It's like probably her 5th, 6th film, I would have thought. Not the first film. It's like she's the same in this as what you would see in My Fair Lady or Breakfast at Tiffany's or children's hour. She's the same.
Yeah, well, she must be. It's some people just sort of naturally have that kind of thing. Like,
and she's got a look. She's got a very unique look about her.
Yeah,
that's what also stands you out amongst the crowd, is that you have to look a certain way, that you are like when they say like you're a certain type, like you're a Betty Davis type, or you're a Joan Crawford type, or you're an Audrey Hepburn, or you're a Marilyn Monroe type. It's like they've got that kind of look about them, or they've got this persona.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like like you said, probably the most famous.
It's a very unique thing to have, and you can't learn that. That's a gift from inside.
Like you were saying, probably one of the most famous one would be Breakfast at Tiffany's, and like years.
What is that about?
She's sort of just some like dozy party girl taking advantage of blokes and getting them to sort of pay for her and stuff. I'm not seeing that.
I know My Fair Lady's are like sort of Pretty Woman one, isn't it? You know,
he's teaching her to talk proper.
Yeah.
But no, Breakfast at Tiffany's, she's living in New York. It looks all really nice and fancy. It's that moment, little snapshot in time. And it's got Jules Peppard, from the A-Team, Hannibal. And he's the love interest in it. And there's a bit with a cat. I think she just chucks her cat out the car when it's raining and goes, "Go away, cat," or something. And she just seems a bit entitled. And it's but it's the thing is, loads of people watched it and see, yes, that's female empowerment. She's using her beauty to do this stuff, and I just see it as just like.
There's some classics out there that I look and I go, no, it's not for me. I tell you what I did like, before I forget, and I didn't write this down, so I just remembered it. The end part of this film, Roman Holiday, sort of reminded me a little bit of like Notting Hill. You know, at the end, with when Hugh Grant and there's Julia Roberts. It's that sort of, and I wonder if that had
I reckon
a little bit of an input there, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think this probably influenced Notting Hill, not the other way around.
Well, no, I know that, obviously. But I'm saying, it's like in Notting Hill, do you reckon that was like a nod to Roman Holiday?
I think definitely, because I remember watching this. And
in my head, straight away.
Yeah, Notting Hill, where Hugh Grant's out in the press bit and she's up on
she's a movie star, but she's a princess, so it's like the same kind of thing.
Because he wrote Notting Hill, Richard Curtis wrote that thinking, oh, I want to be like if I fell in love with, or if Madonna fell in love with me. Yeah. I think it was. And he's obviously knows this film, and he probably thought, where it's a bittersweet ending, where some people go, oh, I wish they'd got together. So it's like him writing that wrong in his eyes. But I agree. Some films should
just made that
should be like this.
Yeah, I looked and I thought Notting Hill straight away with that.
Yeah,
I don't know. So obviously there was definitely an influence there. But as you said, more films should be like this. This is like, there's not enough like this, because I think people feel that like the directors and the Hollywood executives think there's got to be a lot more. You've got to throw this, and you've got to add this, and you've got to have this special effects and that. You know what? Sometimes simple is better, because then you can just watch something and go, oh wow, that was so different to everything else. You know, be different by stripping it back.
Yeah, I think a big problem though is like you don't really have movie stars anymore. You don't have people, because they carry the whole film. I don't say they carry the film. The film looks beautiful, but you've got to have two people that you want to look at for the whole film, not just because of how they look, but because their personalities. And they obviously both, from all accounts, they're really nice people, genuine people anyway. So
I think it's good casting, these two. You know, it's good casting.
But this is the thing: if you try to do the equivalent now, if an actor who's worked a lot, people straight away push back. Oh, he's in bloody everything. He's getting on my nerves.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Or Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt has been getting a lot of pushback.
Yeah, but it's just as I'm saying, because it's like they go to the opening of an envelope. It's that kind of thing. It's like, give someone else a chance.
But also nowadays, you know everything about everyone. There's no mystique.
Yeah, in the old days, Hollywood, because the executives and the producers and the big Hollywood people would make sure that certain things weren't coming out. There was a lot of stuff going on in the olden days, but they would keep it all hush hush, you know. And it was more of a mistake. Like movie stars, when they go to the premiere, people would be flocking, screaming, "Oh my God, there's that movie star!" They didn't really know like anything other than them being a movie star.
No, but that's what made them more appealing.
Of course, it was,
because you'd go, I bet he's a really nice guy. You project onto him people who you know who look similar. Whereas now, like the other day, I see a TikTok. It was like some video in the street of Benedict Cumberbatch having an argument with someone. Yeah, they was both on bicycles, and they've sort of, and you look and you think, You know what? I thought of you as this movie star. Now I just think of you as if I drove past, I just thought another normal, average person. Whereas,
that's what they are. And I mean, a lot of them today, they are just... Well, I think years ago, I think there was this, especially with the old black and white era, they were the original like movie stars.
Yeah.
I don't think we've really got movie stars now. You've got some really good actors and actresses, like you've got some really massive celebrities, like stars, who I would say like the likes of, like say, Michelle Pfeiffer, she's like a massive star. Who else is like
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino and like Robert De Niro and Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise, yeah.
But he's a big... This is the thing, Tom Cruise is a big draw.
Russell, that kind of thing.
He's a big draw, but straight away, there's a stigma around him.
Yeah, I like Tom Cruise. That would turn me off of a film because it's Tom Cruise in it. And that would also turn me off a film with Tom Hanks now. Because it's overkill. You hear
so much about him as well.
It's overkill. And it's like... Tom Hanks in this new film, and you think, right?
I ain't seen the last 8.
Yeah, I ain't seen the last sort of 50 films that he's in, and he was in some brilliant films. I loved him in in the 80s stuff, like he was in Splash, Money Pit. He was in with Shelley Long. He was also then he done the rom-coms with Meg Ryan, like there's Sleepless in Seattle, and I love that, and You've Got Mail, and then he done the Green Mile. Forrest Gump, some amazing films. So I actually really liked him at one point. Then he was just like, another
one.
Oh, and again. Yeah, we know you're good. It's like a showing off sort of thing. But then also, there's the little bit of stigma. You hear little things that you don't know if they're true or not, and then it turns you against people.
But this is what I'm saying. Say, like, what you're saying there, it used to be... Yeah, it was some great films. Like, I used to do this game when I was on movie sets where you name an actor and then everyone has to name as many films as you could. And the other day when I was driving around, I thought, let me see how many Tom Hanks films I can name. And I think I went through his first career almost without missing. Like, I'd do like Bachelor Party, Dragnet, Money Pit, Splash, Joe versus Volcano, Bonfire of Vanities was in that.
I never see that. It was the first one with Meg Ryan. I never see that one.
Yeah, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Toy Story, Castaway, Apollo 13, and then as it started going to the ones within the last 10 years, I was like, was he in Bridge of Spies?
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are lasting sort of films like what the old ones were.
It was like, and this is what gets one of those about Oscar films. You get these films come out for the Academy Awards, and you think, well, this is just Oscar bait. It's not a film I want to watch all the time. It's just to show off this guy's acting. Goes, look at me, look at me. And you think, oh, for God's sake,
see, that's
it's not really an interesting
These
film.
kind of movie stars, like the Tom Hanks and all the Robert De Niro's and all that, they're a little bit either too political or they're too sort of like...
They should stay out of politics.
There's stuff, like whispers about other stuff about them that are really not nice. So they're not like... You never had that in the olden days. There was stuff going on with the old movie stars, but the general public didn't know.
No, and didn't need to know.
They didn't need to know, and that's what made them more like
studio knew best.
Stars.
They'd say... Shut up, don't talk about that, talk about the film. And this is why I always said, if I ever did make it as a filmmaker and they tried to if someone asked me something about politics or anything, I'd say, I'm not qualified to talk about politics. I'm a filmmaker. Opinion of it. You know, I didn't do like, I think only people, if you do like a political studies thing and then maybe you devote your life to it, then you can have an opinion. Yeah. But people go, I think it's disgusting, this.
Like with anything, like for example, the war at the moment, I've got no opinion of it because I don't know. I'm not educated enough about anything like this because I don't know what's going on. I don't know the real truths of whatever's going on. All I'm told is the news and this. I don't know what to believe, so I just stay out of stuff that I've got no opinion, that I've got no knowledge on. I will stay out of it.
But you know who knows? Bob, who just watched 3 TikTok videos on it and suddenly goes, yeah, well, I'll tell you what I think, blah, blah, blah. And you think, you don't know enough. No. Keep your mouth shut. As soon as like someone dies, like a big tragic thing like in the news, people are having all these videos. But everyone's got a platform to go, well, I heard this and blah, blah, blah. And you think you're making it worse. You're just adding fumes and you should just shut up. Most people should just shut up.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, Audrey Hepburn was on Broadway in Ondine with her future husband, Mel Ferreira, when she won the Best Actress for Roman Holiday. Later that year, she won a Tony for her performance in that Ondine. She's there's only ever been 2 actresses who've achieved the double in the same year, winning an Oscar and a Tony.
Wow.
The other one was Ellen Burstyn, who won an Oscar for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Stop Knocking, and a Tony for same time next year. She won same year in 1974.
Yeah, so I like her. Yeah, she's insane. I always think same time next year is before The Exorcist, but it's obviously after that, isn't it?
Well, what year was The Exorcist?
Exorcist about 73? 73?
Right, because from the Satanists, she would have won the...
That was about 78, I think, same time next year.
Well, yeah, but the Tony, which was the stage play of same time next year, would have been 75. So that's when she done that stage play.
Would she have been in the stage play as well then?
I just said she won a Tony for it.
Oh, I thought you meant she won it for the film.
No, Tony's for stage shows.
What's Alice Doesn't Live Here?
Alice Doesn't Live Here anymore.
That's a film?
Yeah, it's a film.
Oh, okay.
So that's what she won the Oscar for.
Right.
She won the Tony. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Now, when we was watching it, Mum watched it as well. She said she's like Princess Margaret, isn't she? Like,
yeah.
That's the kind of things that she used to get up to, sneaking out and stuff. Well,
laying around with the Rolling Stones, taking drugs and all that, allegedly.
Well, Paramount made an agreement with the British government that stipulated there would be no mention made of a possible connection between Anne, the Princess Ines, and Princess Margaret. So that's why they have one of the first things you see when she does state visits is one to the UK. So you know, this is not Princess Margaret. This isn't supposed to be her. Because loads of people made that connection and Mum went, yeah, so I told you.
Yeah, but she wasn't that big a princess. Like, it would have been Elizabeth.
No, she was well... It's like, think Prince Harry. He's not in line to be king, but he was still well known.
But the way that she was in this, it was like she was heir to the throne.
Yeah.
So, it's the equivalent of Princess Elizabeth.
But it was still that connection. Was, like, Mum, who's more aware at the time, who's older than both of us, well, she's older than me. She said, made the connection straight away. She went, she's obviously meant to be like Princess Margaret, because she was known for things like that. And
but back then?
Even back then.
Okay.
And well, since I said Paramount have made an agreement with the British government.
Well, maybe there was a little bit of her in there then.
And
really good though.
Yeah, Gregory's girl, he lost 10 pounds during the shooting because of the tremendous physical requirements, because he was having to run about a lot and do stuff. The extreme heat, because it was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So
they didn't look all sweaty though, which is good.
No, they have to keep going. Cut. Right,
I bet they like the bit when that's jumping in the water then.
Hot. And he only ate a sandwich a day while he was there. It's probably
but when you're hungry, when you're hot, you're like, and if you're busy, like I know that you could forget all about anything because it's sort of like your adrenaline is running high.
Her first and last words to Joe are "so happy." So when he first sees her at the fountain, the first thing she goes, "Are you okay?"
And it wasn't overdone, the ending. Like this sort of like melodramatic kind of, it was very subtly done, and I think that's what makes it even more beautiful, is because it wasn't like this massive big, like sort of, we've got to let everyone know that this is the last time and we'll touch it. It was just so well done. Yeah. And especially from them days, there wasn't the big drama part of it.
And it was nice how she was sort of like, I want to interact with him.
So I'm going to talk to the rest of them.
I will talk to... I'm now going to talk to the press. Yeah. So, and she had to sort of endure talking to each of them.
It reminded me of like, I don't know if you remember years ago, the Bacardi Breezer adverts, when they'd all be like in a boardroom or something like that, and they go, oh, hello, and then all of a sudden they flash back to like they've been at some sort of sex party and they're like all dancing on tables and drinking like on a lead, and it was like, but then in the daytime they're in a sort of serious like sort of like business kind of thing, walking past each other like, oh hi, hello, and then looking and like recognising each other and then flashing back to that. It was that kind of thing. It's like that.
Doing
when
coke
she's
and stuff.
Yeah, when she's met, well, no, not the adverts, but that kind of thing. But when she's met them, it's like she's sort of sitting there going, like, oh, like, how are you doing? It's like, but they've had that wild night.
Yeah, and I kept thinking, oh, the friend is going to sort of balls it out.
No, I'm saying that.
I like that he got on board with it straight away. He was like,
yeah,
and
he was a nice
giving
bloke,
the photos.
Yeah.
Because you think those photos, she would have actually genuinely treasured them. She would, like, as the princess, the character, she would have taken them.
And the fact that he gave them to her as a present for you, a memento.
Smashing the guitar on the head and stuff.
She's sort of like, she will keep them forever and she will look at them and they will be like a thing. And the fact that he gave them to her, that it's like, it just shows that their friendship and what they all joined together, including the photographer, was genuine.
And which is the good thing about that is it was rare to get, because you think, I had the most amazing night the other night.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everything's filmed. But back then it wasn't. The fact that he was taking all these photos so she can look, and your memory won't get, you won't have to rely on memory.
Also, she must have thought as well, he's a journalist and he's a photographer. They're going to do me over here. And then the fact that they didn't, and she sort of then, she looked and she thought, everything I thought about you was true. You know, you are the genuine person, and I'm so, it's sort of like, so all that money that they would have,
the fact, because him giving that is symbolised.
That's exactly it. The three of them, but I think it sort of cements to her that she was right about him, and that it makes that forever then in her mind will live on as being this beautiful little night, genuine people. Because if they'd sold her out, look, that money would have gone and easily gone. But then in her brain for the rest of her life, it's tainted.
Trust.
She will never ever. And it's like, it's just not worth it. No. Money's not worth it.
No, exactly. Right, so what did it get on IMDb?
Right, on IMDb, it got 8 out of 10.
Yeah, good.
Rotten Tomatoes, the critics give it 96%. And the audience 93%.
So all round it's good.
Really good. And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
The budget was 1.5 million.
Yeah.
And in the box office, it made 17 million.
That's very good.
In them days.
Yeah, because you say like 1.5, you say if you just put a 0 on each of them, that'd give you an idea of what it sort of makes. So you'd think, yes.
Yeah, you know. It's really good, really good. But definitely worth it, and absolutely loved it.
Good.
So thank you for that suggestion, Charles.
That's all right. So what we're going to do to keep it all light-hearted?
No, I don't know about light-hearted, but keeping it in like, not royalty, but more politics kind of thing. I'm going for the movie Scandal from 1989. It's about the Profumo affair, which with Christine Keeler and Mandy Rice Davis and John Profumo, and it's basically what brought down the government in the 60s. It was a very big thing. But it's a film that I would like to revisit because I haven't seen it for a long, long time.
I see it, well, I don't think I've seen it this century.
No.
I really don't.
But it's a film because I remember it being a good film, and I think even more so now. I mean, Bridget Fonda's in it as well, and I love Bridget Fonda.
Right, yeah.
And Joan Whaley Kilmer.
Bridget Fonda's star of Drop Dead Fred.
Well, she's in what, 10 seconds ago.
She just pops up all over the place.
Yeah, no, I love her. Okay, so next week we're going to be doing Scandal.
Okay, arrivederci. I mean, please like, subscribe, share.
And if you want to email us any suggestions of films, it's justthatfilm@gmail.com. And if you want to catch us next week with Scandal, we will be back next week with Scandal. So, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.